On the edge of campus, you can often find Maureen Sullivan, Jean Meyer, and Jessica Halter in the Van Etten Lacey House. They're working with Professor of English Leslie Kathleen Hankins to study the words of the woman who built the house with her husband in the 1930s, Winifred Mayne Van Etten, who was a student at Cornell and later a professor. Her best-selling novel, I Am the Fox, won the Atlantic Monthly's $10,000 prize in 1936.
I felt that Winifred Mayne Van Etten was a very important figure, and she was also a feminist and an artist and a writer and a teacher, and she gave so much to Cornell that I wanted to try to bring back some of her work.
For their Cornell Summer Research Institute project, these three are republishing 3 of Van Etten's short stories, which were found in the vintage Cornell literary magazine, The Husk, some of which were published under a pen name.
I chose The Hat, which it was originally published as a one-act play for women, which no mere man could be expected to understand in 1933, and then it was later published in 1939 as a story for women, which no mere man could be expected to understand. It's essentially one roommate's reflection on her roommate getting married.
It's called Dissertation on Roast Pork, and it's about a kind of simple farmer guy who raises pigs and has to kill them, and his financial troubles and kind of power struggle with his half-brother, who's a little more educated, a little more clever, and a little more malicious.
My story, All That Should Accompany Old Age, is very much about dementia and aging and kind of the negative impacts and issues with that mental processes.
They're adding illustrations.
I'm doing watercolor paintings, but with very bold black lines.
Maureen is using complex photo collage illustrations, and Jessica has designed a horrifying digital illustration. They're also adding context.
I'm doing some background research into Alzheimer's and other age-related dementia problems because I think you can definitely analyze that story through a medical narrative lens. So hopefully by including those resources, I can show how literature and medical health areas kind of overlap.
And they're learning how to stay on task with only 10 weeks to get the project done.
Just trying to get a sense of what all needs to go into what certain parts, and then when I need to start doing them.
Professor Hankins says it has been fun to watch this research team work together and values the faculty-student interactions happening at Cornell.
The connection that students and professors have, you really get to know one another, and in my case, I think I really want to nurture students' creativity and put them in a position where they can access those parts of themselves that they may not have had much room to explore before.
This is just one of many research projects for CSRI. For others, visit our website at cornellcollege.edu/research.